Hey folks, this is DU Novice. Interesting video this week. I was on my way to Madis, and I was in a ship that Kaveen had built, and I'm now down at the bottom of a hole 2.5 kilometers down under the earth. Okay, and the reason why is because when I was flying here, I had a glitch and I started flying. It was really weird. It was like the ship was upside down and the terrain all looked weird. I couldn't see the planet. One minute I was over the planet, one minute I wasn't. And I couldn't figure out what was going on. And so I finally figured out that I was inside the planet flying. So the ship had glitched. I was inside the planet. I logged off, logged in. It took me out of the ground and set me up on the surface, and the ship was 6.3 kilometers down from my ship on the surface, which is 2.5 kilometers up, right? So if you guys didn't know it, there's a fetch command for your ships. If you're within 4 kilometers of your ship, and this is the ship we're talking about, you right click on it and you hit fetch, and you have to be outside and looking up in the air when you hit fetch, and it'll fetch your ship. So I was not within 4 kilometers because on the surface I was 6.3 kilometers away. So I had to dig down a big hole for 2.5 kilometers. So I was like within 3.8 kilometers of the ship, right? So I wanted to be well within that 4 before I tried to fetch my ship. And I wanted to try to fetch it, so I spent a long time opening up a big cavern here with my leveling tool. I took 3 passes, multiple lines down through here to try to make an area big enough for my ship. And I stood down in the bottom of the hole here and I fetched it. And it did indeed fetch it, but it didn't fetch it into the cavern here, right? It brought it from 3.8 kilometers down below me and put it up above me. So let me show you where it is now. But it was successful though, because at least I'm close enough now to get stuff out of it. So it's now 2.3 kilometers above me. So it's a couple hundred meters below. So just wanted to talk to you guys about what do you do if you have to go down under the earth and you don't want to dig your way back out, because now I have to go up at an angle for a couple of kilometers. That's going to take a half hour, blah, 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 especially if I have no digging skills. I'll tell you what you do. You make sure that you don't have anything in your inventory when you start, except for the stuff that stays with you. All this stuff stays with you. Blueprints stay with you. Scans stay with you. Your pocket rocket, whatever, will stay with you. And you just force respawn. That's what you do. That's what we used to do back in the day when we dug under the ground a lot. We'd get down a couple of kilometers. We'd get done digging ore or whatever back when it was in the ground. I'm going to spawn at the ship that was just up above us there. And you just spawn at your res node. Now, if you have anything in your inventory, your nano pack, you're going to lose it. So you got to make sure before you go. And you got to make sure that your res node is active, right? Otherwise, you'll end up back on Haven or somewhere. Okay. So here's the hole I just was at the bottom of, 2.5 kilometers down. And I want to show you the ship now. I didn't want you to guys have to fall with me down to the bottom of the hole, because it took like 10 minutes just to fall. So, but we're going to fall down just to the level of the ship. All right, so it's only about 250 meters down. So we'll just grab the edge here when we get close. I've got my light on. That's another thing I want to show you guys when we get down here. I'll show you why it's important to have your light on underground, more than just because you can see. There's another reason why. There we go. All right, so when you don't have your light on, notice that you don't know, am I looking up, down, or whatever. If I have my light on, I've got a little tool there that says, okay, I'm right at 0 degrees. So I'm looking perfectly level right now, right? I'm looking 15 degrees up. I'm looking 18 degrees down. So this tool helps you out when you're underground, keeps you oriented better. So what I did is I dug in here. The ship was totally encapsulated in the earth, right? Totally encapsulated. Now, you can only fetch once a day, like I think once every 24 hours. So I can't get this any closer to the top, but it has some stuff in it that I need, right? So what I plan on doing here is, let me figure out how I got back here. I dug my way through here once. Where's the, oh, maybe up here. Nope. All right, well, I guess I'll have to dig some more. Try to find my way here. Oh, also, if you use the control and scroll wheel, if you have any training at all, you get a much bigger. There we go. I don't know how I got over here before, but I did. So this thing was full of dirt too. All of this was full of dirt. There's still a little bit in here, right? There's still a little bit of dirt back here too, but I've got most of it out. But as you can see, this thing's full of stuff that I need. So I'm connected to the ship on the surface, so I'm just going to drag all the stuff out and throw it in there. And then tomorrow, I'll come by and do the fetch again and get it up to the surface, and the ship will be freed. What could I have done if I didn't dig my way down to the ship and use the fetch command to get it up near the surface? What could I have done? I could have put in a ticket and gotten NQ and those guys to get the ship for me, and they would have got it for me. The last time my buddy did that, it took him about a week. Okay, I didn't want to wait a week because I need to get these miners placed, so I did not do that. And that's why I'm digging under the ground, fetching my ship, getting it up closer to the surface. I didn't realize this would actually work. This is great that it did. But you can see it's still buried, so I'll have to get the ship tomorrow. But I've gotten everything out of it. So again, I'm just going to validate. I don't have anything in my nanopack. If I did, I could put it into my link container before, which is up on the surface. And all the stuff I just took out is now in my ship up on the surface. So lots of scans, right? So all my stuff is there that I need. My miners especially is what I was looking for, because I need to get those placed. So that's kind of where we're at right now, is just going to force respawn one more time. Again, just verify that you have nothing in your nanopack that you can't afford to lose, and just put it in the other. So I'm going back to the res node there. Now, if I was really smart, just in case one of these res nodes glitched, I would have a second res node somewhere, like on this little ship. So that I'd have a backup and turn it on like that. Now, what we used to do is we call that a lifeboat. We'd put like an extra small core with a container with a little bit of scrap in it. This one doesn't have scrap. And a res node on it, because if our ship crashed, the lifeboat, so to speak, would remain in effect. And if you had this res node on and the res node in the ship, if the res node in the ship got destroyed, you could still spawn back here, grab the scrap out of here, fix the container inside the ship, have access to all the scrap you have in there, and be able to fix the ship, right? I crashed the other day. Well, I did hit a moon doing 30,000 kilometers per hour, so I was going pretty fast. Maybe I was speeding a little bit. I bounced off. So I bounced off into space and had to chase my ship down. Anyway, that was a fiasco that didn't make the video. But it was a lot of. I can look back and say that it was exciting, if not a lot of fun. So, but when I did that, this ship that was on top here got totally destroyed. So I don't think this, if it was a lifeboat, would have survived that impact. I don't know if it was just because I was going so fast, or if they've changed the mechanics so that when the ship crashes, anything docked to it also gets crashed. If that's the case, then the lifeboat concept is kind of out the window. So I guess we'll see here, but I thought it would be pretty interesting for you guys to see, you know, kind of how that worked out to get that ship back. So I will tag this on front of some more video footage that I'm going to be doing later on, and we will see you guys in the next part of the video.